Hello, first graders. I'm going to read another book from Junie B. This one's called Junie B. Jones is Not a Crook by Barbara Park. Number 1, Chapter 1, No Good Reason. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. Here's a story for you. It's called Once Upon a Time, my grandfather named Frank Miller went to the store and he bought me some mittens. Once upon a time, my grandfather named Frank Miller went to the store and he bought me some mittens. They were made of black, furry fur. And guess what? It was not even my birthday, or Christmas, or Valentine's Day. Plus, the mittens were not even on sale. Grandpa Miller just bought them for no good reason. And that is the bestest reason I've ever heard of. That's how come I love that guy very much. Plus, also he can skip. The end. I like the story a real lot. Because guess what? I didn't even make it up. That's why. The adventure actually happened to me. My Grandpa Miller really did buy me mittens. For no good reason. And are they gorgeous, I tell you. When I first opened them, I got filled with glee. Glee is when you run and jump and you skip and laugh and clap and dance on the top of the dining room table. Then your mother takes you down from the dining room table and she carries you to your room for a timeout. Timeouts kill the glee. I wore my new mittens the whole entire morning. Plus, I also wore them to afternoon kindergarten. I wore them with my attractive winter jacket. Only it wasn't exactly cold out. Only who cares, because the outfit would make me look very beautiful. I showed my mittens to my bestest friend named Grace. Also, I showed them to a variety of strangers. After I got to school, I held my hands over my head, and I ran all over the playground. Look, everyone, look. Look at my new mittens. My Grandpa Frank Miller bought them for me. Good, for no good reason. I waved them all around in the air. How many children see these lovely things? Raise your hand, I hollered. Nobody raised their hands. How many children think these mittens are gorgeous? Please come forward, I yelled. But nobody came forward. I put my hands back down and watched that Grace. I can't create any interest, I said, very glum. Only guess what? Just then I spotted my other bestest friend named Lucille. I ran my fastest to greet her. Lucille, look at my gorgeous new mittens. See them? They are made of a black furry fur. Lucille patted them. My family has a lot of fur, she said. My mother has a fur cape, and my aunt has a fur jacket, and my uncle has a fur hat. Plus, my Nana just bought a brand new mink coat, only she can't wear it outside of the house, or else people will throw paint on her. My mouth came all the way open. Why, Lucille? Why will people throw paint on your Nana? I asked. Lucille crossed her arms. Don't you know anything, Junie B. Jones? It's because people who love furry animals don't like them being made into coats for Nanas. Just then I felt a relief in me, because I'm not even a Nana, that's why. And besides, my mittens aren't even made of the real furry animal. They're made of fake furry animals, and those kinds don't even count. All of a sudden, the bell rang for school. I zoomed to my room like a speedy rocket, because guess why? More people to show my mittens to. That's why. Chapter 2, Furry Hands. I showed my mittens to my teacher. Her name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs., and that's all. Feel them, Mrs., I said. Oh, feel how soft they are. I rubbed them on my face. Oh, and then I rubbed them on her face. Oh, they are very soft, Junie B., she said. Be sure and put them in your jacket pocket so they won't get lost, okay? I skipped very happy to my seat. Yeah, only I'm not even going to lose them, I said, just to myself. I'm going to wear them right on my hands the whole live-long day, 'cause I love these guys. That's why. I took off my attractive winter jacket and sat down at my table. Then I tapped Lucille with my furry mittens. Hello. How are you today? I have furry hands. See them, Lucille? See my hands of fur? I flew them in the air. This is what fur looks like when they're flying in the air, I said. I waved hello. This is what fur hands look like when they're waving hello, I said. That Lucille did a frown. She frowned at me. You're being annoying, she said. That's how come I turned around and I smiled at a boy named William. I have furry hands, William. See then? See then? I tapped him on the head. That is why fur hands look like this when they're tapping you on the head, I said. Just then, I got up from my chair and I skipped to my friend named Ricardo. I tickled him under the chin with my soft hands of fur. This is what fur hands look like when they're tickling you under your chin, I said. Then I grinned and grinned and grinned, 'cause that boy brings out the best in me, that's why. Pretty soon, Mrs. saw me out of my seat. She held my hand and marched me back to my table. This is how fur hands look when you're being marched back to your table, I said. Mrs. plopped me in my chair. Then she pulled off my fur hands and she put them on her desk. Oh, she put them on her desk, so I did a sad sigh. This is how fur hands look when they're no longer in my possession, I whispered to myself. After that, I put my head on my desk and I covered it with my arms. I did this for a real long time. Chapter 3, Being Brownie. Mrs. said I could have my mittens back at recess. I stared and stared at the clock. Then I tapped my fingers on my table, and I did long breaths. Lucille tattled on me. Junie B keeps tapping her fingers and making loud breaths. I can't even concentrate on my work, she crouched. Mrs. came to my table. Hello, how are you today? I said. I'm fine, except I don't actually have my mittens. She tapped her foot real fast. That was not a good sign, I think. Oh, guess what? Just then the bell rang for recess. Oh boy, I yelled. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, because now I get to have my mittens back, right? This is right. I zoomed to her desk and put them on my hands. Then I rubbed those soft things all over my cheeks. It's good to be with you again, I whispered into their fur. After that, I put my new attractive winter jacket on and I skipped outside with my friends. Me and Tattletale Lucille and that Grace played horses together at recess. I'm Brownie, Lucille is Blackie, and Grace is Yellowy. I'm Yellowy, shouted that Grace. I'm Blackie, said Lucille. I'm Brownie, I shouted. Only just then I looked at my mittens and I did a frown. 'Cause there was a little bit of a problem here, I think. Yeah, only how can I even be Brownie? 'Cause my horse paws are black, and so I am two different colors apparently. Lucille and that Grace did frowns too. Said that Grace. Said Lucille. I said. Just then, that Grace clapped her hands together, very excited. I know, Junie B. Today, you and Lucille can trade. Today, Lucille will be Brownie, and you can be Blackie, and so that way your horse paws will be the right color. Me and Lucille looked at that girl. 'Cause what kind of crazy idea was that? I did a huffy breath. Huh. Yeah, only how can I even be Blackie when I'm already Brownie, Grace? I said. I have been Brownie for the whole entire career. You can't just go changing it now. Yeah, Grace, you can't go just changing it now, said Lucille. That Grace looked embarrassed at herself. Oh yeah? I get. What was I thinking? She said. After that, all of us sat down in the grass and we tapped on our chins. We thinked-ed and thinked-ed and thinked-ed and thinked-ed. Then all of a sudden, my whole face lighted up. Hey, I thought of it. I thought of it. I know exactly what to do, I shouted. I jumped up. Start again, Grace. Say your name again. Say that you're Yellowy. That Grace looked at me really curious. I'm Yellowy, she said. I pointed to Lucille. I'm Blackie, she said next. I spinned it around real joyfully. I'm Brownlee, only, I shouted. Only guess what? Yesterday my Grandpa Brownie bought me black furry mittens, and so that is how come I am two different colors, apparently. After that, all of us did high fives. That was a great idea. And we played horses. We galloped and trotted and snorted and sniffed and snuffled. Only too bad for me, 'cause the sun kept on beating down on my horse head, and I got drippity inside my attractive winter jacket. It was hot. I'm going to die from all this heat, I said. That's how come I trotted over the tree and took off all my stuff. First I took off my attractive winter jacket. Then I took off my furry black mittens and I piled them very carefully in a pile. After that, I galloped away to find my horse friends. And we played and we played and we played. Pretty soon, Mrs. blew her loud whistle. That means the end of recess. Coming, shouted Yellowy. Coming, shouted Blackie. Coming, I shouted. Then I hurried back up to the tree to get my stuff. Only guess what? I saw something very terrible there. That's what. And it's called, "Hey, somebody stole my mittens!" Chapter 4. No Teddy Backpack. I rented all around. 911! 911! 911! I hollered. Somebody stole them! Somebody stole my mittens! Mrs. came very quick. They stole them! They stole them! They stole my mittens! 911! I shouted some more. Mrs. bended down next to me. Who, Junie B? Who stole them? She asked. A stealer, that's who. A stealer stole them. And so what kind of school is this? Because I can't even know because I didn't even know there were crooks at this place. Mrs. said, calm down my voice. Only you can't calm it down that good. Because I'm heartsick. That's why. Heartsick is for grown-up word when their heart is sick. I looked at the ground real sad. Now all I have left is this dumb, attractive jacket. Mrs. picked it up. Then she holded my hand, and me and her started to walk. You and I are going to the office, she told me. I quick tried to get my hand away from her. No, Mrs., I'm not allowed to go there. Mother said if I get sent to the office one more time, I was getting grounded, young lady. Tears came into my eyes. Grounded, young lady, is when I have to stay in my own ground, I said. Plus, also I have to go on the rug. No, not the office. Mrs. smiled. I'm not taking you to the principal's office to punish you, Junie B. She said, I'm taking you to find your mittens. I did a gasp. Principal? I asked, very shocked. Principal? The principal stole my mittens? Mrs. laughed real loud. No, Junie B. He did not steal your mittens. The office is where the lost and found is located. After that, she took my hand again, and we hurried up to the office. There's a grouchy lady typing at the place. I'm not very fond of her. Junie B needs to look through the lost and founds, Mrs. told her. Please send her back to class when she's finished. Then Mrs. went back to room 9 and left me there all by myself. The typing lady looked over the counter to me. I did a gulp. Yeah, only I'm not even bad today, I explained, very nervous. Somebody, they stole my mittens, and that's the end of my tale. The typing lady kept looking at me. She didn't say a word. Sweat was on my head. Whew, it's really warmish in here, isn't it? I said. Just then, I heard a door open. It was Principal. He was coming out of his office. I jumped up and down at his side, because I know that guy very good. Principal, look, it's me. It's Junie B. Jones. My mittens got stolen on the playground, and so Mrs. brought me here to get them. So just hand them over, and I will be on my way, and I won't ask any questions, Mr. Principal. Principal looked at me funny. Then he went to the closet and pulled out a big box. This is the lost and found, Junie B., he explained. Any time that someone finds something that's been lost, they bring it here, and we put it in this box. How come? I asked. How come they bring it here instead of taking it home? Because one time I found a nickel in the street, and Daddy said I could put it in my bank. Because finding isn't the same thing as stealing. Right, Principal? Finding is a lucky duck. Principal laughed a little bit. Well, finding a nickel in the street is different, Junie B., he said. For one thing, it would be almost impossible to discover who the owner of the nickel really was. And for another thing, losing a nickel isn't really a big deal. But when someone loses something personal, like mittens, for instance, well, that's a very big deal. And so if someone else finds the mittens, they can bring them to the lost and found, and the owner can get them back. He smiled. And that makes everyone happy, Junie B., he said. The owner is happy because she has her mittens back. And the person who found them is happy because she did a good deed. He pointed to a piece of paper taped on the box. See this? This is a poem the 3rd grade wrote about the lost and found, it says, if you find stuff, bring it in. All day long, you'll wear a grin. I did a frown. Yeah, only here's the problem. I didn't lose my mittens. They got stolen on purpose. And so no one will bring them in and wear a grin. I guess, probably. Principal raised up his eyebrows. Well, you know, Junie B, why don't you look in there and see? He opened the box for me. That's when my eyes got big and wide, 'cause it was filled with the wonderfulest items I ever saw. There were sweaters and sweatshirts and baseball caps and gloves and balls and a lunchbox and a scarf and a sunglasses and a watch with Mickey Mouse on it. Also, there was a backpack that looked like a teddy bear. Ooh, I always wanted one of these, I hollered real thrilled. I put it on my back and skipped around the office. How does it look in the back there? I asked. Principal rubbed it after me. He took the teddy bear off my back and he put it back in the box. We're looking for your mittens, remember? Just then I felt upset again, because I almost forgot about those furry guys. That's why. Oh yeah, my mittens, I said real glum. I looked back through the box some more. They're not here, I said. My mittens are gone forever, I think. Oh, I had to do a sad sigh. Then I picked up the teddy bear backpack again. Maybe I will take this instead, I said, because this teddy bear backpack will ease my pain, I believe. But the principal said no. See, on the box, it says, if you find stuff, bring it in. All day long, you'll wear a grin. See, there's that sign that the third grade wrote. How come, I said, 'cause the owner doesn't even want it anymore, I bet. Her mother already bought her a new teddy bear backpack. Well, probably. And so this one is just going to go to waste. Principal stood me up and turned me to the door. That meant I'm leaving, I think. Come back tomorrow and look for your mittens again, he said. I talked it real fast. Only I just remembered something. I used to have a teddy bear backpack, just like this one. Well, maybe. Only, then I lost it. Well, probably. And so I better take that one home with me, or else my mother might be mad. The principal did a sigh. Principal walked me to the door. He faced me down the hall. Goodbye, Junie B, he said. I hanged my head real disappointed. 'Cause guess why? Goodbye means no teddy backpack. And that's the end of it today. I will bring another story another day. And the chapter 5 is going to be called Gargling and Scribbling. So I wonder where Junie B is going to find her lost mittens. She sure did like that backpack, but it wasn't hers, so the principal didn't give it to her. Have a good day. Bye.